Hey everyone, and welcome to Boss Advisory. Today we're going to talk about understanding wealth, the psychology of money. The majority of us attribute success to brains and education. However, author Morgan Housel contends in the book The Psychology of Money that the secret to financial success is in comprehending how people behave. In this video, we'll discover why some individuals struggle to succeed financially, the typical human tendencies that can assist us in reaching our financial objectives, and how to develop a special financial strategy. So let's review the key takeaways from Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money. Lesson number 1. Don't disregard chance. If you look at extremely successful persons like Bill Gates, we may infer that his business acumen and his strict work ethic were the driving forces behind Microsoft's enormous success. And even while those may have contributed significantly to his success, we cannot ignore the reality that in 1968, Bill Gates was one in a million teenagers who had access to a school computer. Without this chance, Bill might not have developed the early computer skills that gave him the significant competitive advantage he did. According to Housel, denying that chance had a significant role in these success tales might be risky because many individuals attempt to amass fortune by copying some of the most outstanding and wealthy people in the world without having all the necessary components. Therefore, attempting to duplicate what they did frequently fails. According to Housel, the more extraordinary the story, the more peculiar the conditions that contributed to its achievement. Therefore, Housel advises paying attention to patterns rather than persons. If many successful people followed strategy A to become affluent, whereas only one did strategy B, then you may have had a better chance of becoming wealthy by doing strategy A. You now need to know who to listen to in order to start identifying these trends, which brings us to the second lesson in our series. Lesson number 2. Don't confuse being rich and being wealthy. Housel demonstrates yet another reason why people struggle to succeed financially. We conflate having money with being prosperous. He says that having a lot of money in the bank or in various assets qualifies as being wealthy. In other words, wealth is money that you have access to but have not used. Simply said, being wealthy is expensive. According to Housel, it's quite simple to identify when someone is rich, but difficult to identify whether they are wealthy or not. Wealth is invisible, which explains why. You can see how much someone spent, but you can't really tell how much money they have in their savings or investment accounts. Understanding the distinction between rich and wealthy is crucial because as humans, we learn through imitation. By knowing who to imitate and, more importantly, who not to imitate, we can safeguard our riches. Number 3. Money buys control over time. It's amazing what psychologists discovered. One of the most important factors in happiness is feeling in control of one's environment. One of the main drivers of achieving financial success is this. The ability to manage your time allows you to decide what to do and when to do it. Here, control is a crucial term. We truly revolt against our lives when we don't feel in control of them. Actually, reactance is a psychological process that underlies this. At this point, our brains make an effort to restore the control we previously felt we had lost. If you experience a sense of reactance, this may indicate that your basic human conduct is already attempting to bring you under control. We can create a strategy for what financial success looks like to you, and what you need to attain by comprehending the idea that happiness has to do with control, especially over our time. Lesson number 4. When is it enough? If achieving happiness is our objective, then financial planning is the means by which we can do it. Shiny items can be incredibly distracting, and the promise of wealth is beyond anything we could have imagined. The sky's the limit in today's society, and modern capitalism is excellent at both fostering envy and wealth. One is excellent. When people become swept up in the possibility of enormous money without having a clear idea of what they want, the other not-so-excellent household claims they lose sight of their goals. People start engaging in dangerous and frequently unlawful acts. Avoiding falling into the comparison trap would not only help you be happier, as many psychological studies have proven, but it can also help you prevent taking unnecessary risks with your money, which can leave you worse off in the long run. There are countless examples of people who already had mountains of wealth who lost it all just because they wanted more than the other guy. Lesson number 5. Make saving money a habit. 3 primary factors, according to Housel, explain why developing a practice of saving money is so crucial. The first is a result of how wealth is. Wealth is money you don't need after all. In and of itself, saving money, making money. All of the two are in your hands. In the financial sector, there are lots of uncertainties. One that is entirely up to you is keeping some of the money you make. The quickest approach to increase your wealth is method number 3. It's far simpler to save some money than to increase your salary. While you should still work to increase your income, develop the habit of saving even if your income is now low. This makes sure that when you start making more money, you don't merely become a rich guy. Rather, you develop the habit of becoming. Giving greater weight to yourself than external expectations is a key conduct that the home advises. In other words, quit being concerned about what other people think. Household claims that we spend excessively because we are overly self-conscious. According to Housel, expenses beyond bare necessities and a few creature luxuries are no longer for yourself. You give to others either to satisfy their needs or to demonstrate your wealth. Lesson number 6. The psychology of compound interest. A tool that is frequently discussed in relation to investing and accumulating money is compound interest. Just to refresh your memory, compound interest occurs when you receive interest on both your principal, the initial amount you invested, and the interest you have already received. For instance, if you invest $1,000 with a 10% annual return, you will get $100 in interest. The initial year, now that your principal has been decided, you have $1,100. Your 10% will get you $110 in year 2. 3 years from now, you will be paid $121. You will make $133 in the 4th year, and so forth. Compound interest is very simple to understand mathematically, but we can fully benefit from it by regulating our conduct in the realm of investments to assist us optimize our money's earning potential while keeping it reasonably safe. Housel also explains that time, rather than yearly return percentages, is the most crucial element when it comes to compound interest. The fact that our $1,000 investment initially doesn't feel all that exciting is the point. It is difficult to imagine that simply waiting can produce big figures, even if we are aware of how compound interest functions. Instead, we attempt to generate impressive numbers by devising and applying other techniques. But as history has shown, this frequently produces unsatisfactory outcomes. This is due to the fact that everything in the world of investing has a price. The US stock market as a whole typically returns between 7 and 10% annually. This return can be regarded as secure and reasonable. This means that people who attempt to outperform the market may be able to generate a bigger return, but at a much higher chance of suffering a loss. According to a 2020 analysis cited by Business Insider, almost 80% of activity managed by mutual funds underperform the market. Furthermore, these are experienced investors, so rather than paying them to try to outperform the market for you, you would have been better off investing your money in a S&P 500 index fund. Housel advises seeking a long-term return on your investment that is both reliable and constant for this reason. Additionally, waiting is more crucial than looking for the investment with the highest return because In the long run, it generates the most wealth. By the way, those $1,000 that we previously invested at a 10% annual return have grown to approximately $45,000 in 40 years without even your help. Lesson number 7. Plan for setbacks. Planning for the worst is the final component of any sound financial strategy. This enables you to stay in the market for a long enough period of time to benefit from compounding, which is made possible by maintaining an investment for a long run. According to experts, most individuals have unrealistic financial expectations and only plan for the best-case scenario, which is frequently derailed by any unfavorable circumstances. You put yourself at risk if your financial strategy only works in a limited set of scenarios. A sound financial strategy allows for a number of scenarios where things don't go as planned but you still succeed. There are basically two things. A sound financial strategy is necessary. 1. Never take a chance. The entire household of your richest advises against risking all of your money at once when investing. You can protect against potential losses that your assets might experience by investing a portion of your money in safer investments. This means that holding some of it in cash, even if you do, won't provide you any benefits. By keeping cash on hand, you might avoid losing years or even decades worth of money when misfortune strikes. For instance, if you lose your job during recession and don't have any cash on hand, you could have sell stock at a significant loss in order to survive. This might reverse years of market gain and put you in a terrible situation. Having cash on hand can also help you take advantage of difficult economic circumstances, which could actually hasten the growth of your wealth. Second, you should never rely on a single component. Always have a backup plan in place in case Cadillac strikes. Do you, for instance, have a strategy in case you lose your job or if the market is performing poorly? Benjamin Graham asserts in his book, The Intelligent Investor, that it is impossible to forecast the course of the economy or the market. Therefore, he advises establishing a margin of safety that permits you to be wrong but still earn rather than attempting to forecast it. Since we often stand in the way of attaining our financial objectives, it seems that this book focuses on helping us understand who we are in the connection of money. Thank you guys so much for watching Boss Advisory, and if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit the bell so you get notified on every new incredible content we make for you. Have a wonderful day, and see you on the next one.